I'm Shiva.
I'm Sandy.
And this is
Our Relaxing Hobby. Hello.
Hi.
Today's episode is going to be about swim bladder, I guess. We've had a few issues with that with a few fish, so we thought we'd go over that again. I think we went over it before a little bit, kind of passing.
A little bit before, but we never had two fish have it at the same time.
Right.
Two different species. So.
Right, so we've had some fun last day or so, 2, 3, 4, I don't even know how many days it started to go. The first fish, maybe a week.
Yeah.
And then the second one was yesterday, and so we've had to do some moving around. We'll show you some video on that.
And it's not our first rodeo either. Cause we
we know what we're doing.
Yeah, we've had this happen a lot, and so we were guessing it's pretty common, so it was about time we did an episode on it.
Right, yeah, okay. So I'm going to, mostly let you talk about it, because my fish don't really get swim bladder. If they do, they die within a minute. Because little fish don't handle swim bladder as well as the larger fish can recover from it. The little ones normally don't, at least not any that I've ever had. So I don't know a whole lot about it. Yeah. Other than how it makes your fish look, which was hysterically funny.
Oh my God!
And then, and then their mother has to shell peas and give them peas, and it seems to help. I'll let you talk about that too.
Talk about that, but,
I feel bad for her. She's shelled peas for like an hour, and it was like this little tiny bit. I'm like, she's like, my fingers hurt. I was like, ooh, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But I will.
Yeah. So if anybody out there has a pea sheller, we could use one.
Right.
But yeah, today we're going to be talking about swim bladder issues, and we're going to be talking specifically with koi and carp, basically goldfish and koi. Okay. Because she's right, smaller fish get it, and you usually catch it way too late. Yeah,
usually by the time you even notice, they're so far gone. At least I haven't been able to save any. But of course, then again, I didn't really know how to until we moved here, and you guys are fish gurus. Anyway,
we just know how to Google shit.
So let's little fish I didn't even know what it was and they were gone. So because mine are all little.
Sometimes it's tricky to figure it out too. Okay. I mean, like.
So what are the symptoms of fish? What are the symptoms of fish bladder? I'm not drinking yet, folks.
Swim bladder issues.
Okay, swim bladder.
Basically, you'll see a little bit of bloating, but most of the big telltale sign is that the fish cannot keep itself straight. As far as swim straight, they'll go off kilter a little bit, or they'll go completely upside down, or they have a hard time diving. You see them just kind of floating at the surface. They're still alive. They look like they're dead, but you look at them and they're still alive.
We'll show you some video of, especially the goldfish more than the carp, because he's had it for a while and he lays there like he's never moved before in his life, like he's laying there lifeless, and then you touch him and he moves around like, oh, let me go swim for you.
Right. Basically, a lot of what will cause it is like the fish is gulping too much air, gets in their diet, something in their diet, something that they've eaten, constipation will cause
Which is odd because the two that have it are not. They're not in the same. They're not in the same ponds.
Yep.
They don't really. The diet's similar, but not the same.
Nope, not the same.
It's just maybe it's just air gulping. Yeah, one's a goldfish, one's a koi. So.
Yeah. So that's, and I'll also tell you a little bit about how we try to prevent it, because it is very common for like our fancy goldfish, which of course is a whole other episode about how much trouble they are. But,
we'll go on that.
But we have had a lot of the fancy goldfish get air bladder problems. Right down to one of the first ones I had, Rackham. First thing, he looked like a damn beach ball bouncing around because he couldn't keep straight.
Okay.
So the good news is if you catch it early enough, it's not anything that can't be remedied and reversed. Let it go for too long, then we start having more issues. But generally, you'll be able to spot that there's something wrong with your fish when he's like swimming upside down.
Or sideways.
Or sideways.
Floating at the top.
Yeah.
What's the easiest thing that you normally, the shell peas is kind of above and beyond. That's something your mom does to be nice. But what's one of the common things that you can do to help get rid of it?
That is one of the common things. Basically what we do...
You can't give them regular food while this is happening.
Yeah, what you have to do in order to get them to expel the gases and whatnot in there is you basically got to get your fish to fart. I can't think of any better way to put it.
Okay, so one of the things is brine shrimp.
You have to fast them for a couple days first.
Right.
So
they're not happy about that.
Yeah, so when you catch one of your fish acting like this, especially if it's in a pond or in a bigger aquarium, unless you want to piss off all your other fish, you're going to want to isolate that fish. because you're going to have to not feed that fish for a couple days.
Right, I think we have some video of us isolating.
Yes.
Of course, we did put, with the goldfish, she did put a second fish in there just to keep it company.
Yeah.
Right now with the koi, she's alone.
Yeah, but she's not going to be in there that long.
But she's not as bad as he was, so.
Yeah, we're going to have her fixed up in no time. The other one was pretty bad off.
Right.
So we put...
he's still fighting it pretty strong, so. Getting better, but...
Yeah, slowly getting better, but we've been at it for like over a week now.
Yeah.
So he needed a friend, but Kitsune, we caught her last night doing it, put her in a tank overnight last night, moved her into a hospital tank today, and she's already acting normal again. I still want to watch her for a couple more days before returning her to the pond. And I knew that if I fasted my entire koi pond, it would be anarchy.
Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah.
They'd come climbing out of the fish pond, attack us, steal the food.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd be eating each other.
Yeah.
You know.
Koi rana would be happening soon.
Yes, it would.
But, I know
fasting the koi are not a good idea.
So you fast them and then you give them something to make them basically fart.
Well, basically something that acts as a fish laxative.
Okay.
There are two things that we use. The first one is what she's been talking about, and that's shelled peas. Those are basically little green peas. You can get them frozen at any grocery store. The trick is that you have to peel that little shell layer off of them and just give them the mushy part.
How fun is that?
So that's not fun. So when I say shelled peas, I don't mean take them out of the pea shell and just toss them in. I mean take that thin membrane.
Little tiny membrane off the individual little circular pea.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't mean the whole shell. I didn't mean shelling a pea like, okay, yeah.
You're basically, if you have them raw, you're going to have to cook them. If you get them frozen, they're already cooked, but you're going to have to get that membrane off, thaw them out, cut them in half.
Luckily, Shiva's mom is a sucker, and she does it for
Yeah,
you.
we get mom to do it.
Gives her something to do, and it feels like she's being helpful, so I shouldn't say that. Poor little arthritic hands, she's just going on it anyway.
But basically, we cut the peas in half, and then you give, after the fish haven't eaten for a few days, they'll be pretty much down for eating anything. So you throw those peas in there, they'll eat the peas, and that will help get them unblocked.
And then the other way is?
The other way is brine shrimp.
Right,
which
much easier.
Brine shrimp.
Different procedure, but I mean different.
Brine shrimp, you can usually get them frozen, which is what I would recommend. Get the frozen cubes, dissolve it in a cup of water so they're nice and loose, because you don't want the fish eating the whole darn thing.
Right, you want them to work at it and eat it slower, a little bit slower.
But dissolve a cube of brine shrimp in some water, dump that in your aquarium, fish will be eating all over it, and it acts as like a natural fish laxative.
Which is a heck of a lot easier than peas, but who am I?
Yeah, another option is to get shrimp pellets, which you can get for things like, you get them for bottom feeders.
Right, shrimp pellets, yeah.
Right, and you can throw those in if you can't find brine shrimp, but brine shrimp is really the best.
Okay.
Another thing you can do to help them is throw a little bit of aquarium salt into their hospital tank. It just helps them with the breathing and whatnot, since it is a little bit, they will stress out a bit since they're not able to keep themselves.
They can't swim properly.
Yeah, so you might want to throw some stress coat in there and some salt just to, give them a little bit of an extra boost. And usually after maybe a day or two after the peas, they usually start straightening out. You don't want to return them back to the normal environment until they're able to swim perfectly normal, especially if you have other fish in the pond. Otherwise, they will get bopped around like a volleyball.
I could just see that in your tank.
And I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Or they can't compete for food, and they end up dying. So you don't want either one of those things to happen. Now, if you go through the peas with the brine shrimp and you notice the fish is still not doing good, repeat process. Pretty much wash, rinse, repeat, as long as it takes.
Which is kind of what we're doing with the goldfish. He's just today, for the first time, I saw him swimming straight, which was very exciting. Yeah, it's been about a week, so hopefully he's on the mend. But he gets tired really quickly because he's not eating full meals, so he's not happy. Neither is his tank mate, Mata. She's very unhappy with us, too, so we'll get some video and show you that, how unhappy. Do we have video of that?
Oh, yeah, we do. I got video done. Okay. But, yeah, that's basically the best way to treat swim bladder issues. And now, unfortunately, sometimes if you catch it way too late, let's say you've been gone, you had your friend watch your fish for a week and they didn't know any better, or the fish might have been hiding.
Yeah, or sometimes they hide and you don't know. I mean, because we didn't catch the white one for a few days, so we felt kind of bad. I mean, we realized that something wasn't right, but we were like, oh, let's wait till tomorrow and see what happens, and then he was in full blown.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just
yeah,
it happens really quickly.
It can be fatal. It's just not common for it to be fatal.
Right, if you treat it.
As long as you treat it. The big thing is really just fasting the fish for a couple of days, and then getting them to eat something that's going to help clear out that blockage and help them release the gases, and then they'll be.
Hopefully.
Yeah, they should be on the mend from there.
Right.
But if,
if
you're dealing with a pond,
then there's us who goes above and beyond and puts them in crazy tanks. And
yeah. Now, if you're dealing with the fish that are community fish in a pond or at an aquarium, you are going to have to isolate them. Now, our problem is we had 2 fish, 2 different species, 2 different ponds, getting this at the same time. And we only had 1 hospital tank.
Right, which I guess technically we could have put them in the same one, but
I didn't want to.
Right, because they live in 2 different environments. One's indoor, one's outdoor, 2 different water temperatures, 2 different hole situations.
Yeah.
It just was easier. I mean, if it was a goldfish from each one of the goldfish tanks outside or goldfish ponds outside, that would have been fine to have them in the same tank. But in this instance,
one was a koi from the indoor koi pond, the other was a goldfish from the outdoor goldfish pond. It was like, okay, they're used to completely different environments. Right. So today we had to play musical hospital tanks.
Yeah. So we decided to put the preform pond outside with the 2 goldfish in it, and then bring a 55 in here that had the 2 goldfish in it. So we had to, first we started by putting Kitsune in a 20-gallon tank out here, and then we took the preform pond out there, and then we went to put the goldfish into a tote temporarily, and we get the tote running and the water going into it. Now as the water's running in, it's running right back out because there's a hole in the tote. Which was hysterically funny because we're like, really, this is just unacceptable.
This is us.
Yeah, so this is our lives. So then we happened to see a 10-gallon tank that was empty, so we grabbed that really quick and filled that with water because we'd already emptied
goldfish,
big old goldfish in it, which I have a little bit of video of, and
they were not happy.
And and I kept forgetting to film when Shiva was actually catching them because they were mad. Even the sick one was mad. I thought, he's going to just lay there. No, he didn't lay there. He tried to kill her.
No, he wanted to be dead.
Yeah, and so we put him in, and then we quickly put set that one up, and then we came back in here and we set everything up, and it was a couple hours of crazy.
Yeah.
Because we had to clean out the 55 because it had been outside for so long, and then we had to move it in here, and
we had to get the goldfish out of the 10-gallon, which
our old ass selves had to carry all that crap, and that was not fun for our injured selves.
Not to mention making sure that everything had filtration.
Yeah, the filtration.
Because carp and koi are both what we call dirty fish. They produce a lot of waste.
A lot of waste, yeah.
So we had to make sure that both hospital areas had adequate filtration. That was fun.
Yeah,
we got that done.
So we did it all in a couple of hours. We weren't too bad. It wasn't too bad, but it was a hot minute, and the fish are all mad at Shiva.
Oh yeah.
And Kitsune let me pet her. She's very happy with me because I told her I didn't have anything to do with any of that moving stuff. I was being the nice.
Me. I always wanted
to all.
Usually you do.
Usually I net, but today it was her. So Kitsune was like, "Oh, I like you still."
Yeah, they like Sandy now. They hate me right now.
Yeah, right now they hate her.
Oh, by the way, that myth about how goldfish only remember for 3 seconds is bullshit.
Yeah, at least a couple of months.
Yeah, these fish are going to hold a grudge against me for a while.
When I netted them back in the day, I was usually the one netting them, and I went a whole month, none of them would come near me. Mm-hmm. They heard my voice and took off swimming away.
Run.
Yeah, they were not happy. It took at least over a month for them to finally get over me, hating my guts. So I let her net them today.
Yeah. So I'll go for a month or 2 with them hating me.
With those 3, but you know what? In the long run, it's still better if they're sick. So.
Yeah, I don't care if they hate me.
And if you have any questions about that, by all means, ask us. Comment below, like, share, subscribe. Buy some of our T-shirts. We forgot.
Yes,
we have T-shirts
now.
Yeah, I'm actually, and this is sad to say, I'm wearing one of Shiva's T-shirts, which is why it's a little tight, because I'm washing all. That is tight on me. I'm washing mine because I wear mine because I think they're so cool. Next time I'll hopefully have one of mine on and you can see the differences. But by all means, buy a T-shirt.
Yes, we actually had to go and buy our own shirts.
We had to go buy our own shirts. We don't, they're not free for us either.
Yeah.
And you'll see different varieties of those. So by all means, buy some shirts.
Yeah. So if we put it through the money to get the shirts, then so can you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see, you've got the Panic Peace Love and Koi.
Yeah, I've got Peace, Love, and Koi.
Panic. And I've got the Goldfish Get Much Larger Than You Think.
Yeah, and they do.
Yes.
So, but, and again,
and we've got all kinds of designs in there too.
Lots
in
of
fact,
different designs,
I
colors.
just did a whole new line with the little bowls.
right, I saw them. I
The
did see
no
them.
bowls
Okay.
line, which is
Yeah.
betas and goldfish yelling about being put in these little teeny goldfish bowls.
She has no life.
Well, it's that, and I just hate it. I hate
know
seeing
you do.
it. So
I know you do.
I
But
wanted
anyway.
to get that out.
But yeah, like, share, subscribe. Questions, we love them. If you have any comments, by all means, make them.
Yep.
We love to help. And we will, I guess, see them next time.
Yep.
Good night.
Bye.